Welcome to Lifestyles of the Strange and Unusual. My name is Stephanie and my lifestyle is strange and unusual. I am going to be reupholstering a dining room chair today, just like this one. So if you're here for that portion of the video, feel free to just fast forward through my monologue here. Something else I want to mention is that I do live in a condo, so there are going to be random noises. You can hear footsteps in here. Sometimes you can hear neighbors coming and going. There's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. I also live with a 4-month-old, and she often makes noises, and there's usually a dishwasher and a laundry machine running because 4-month-old. And there are also 2 familiars here and my handsome devil, so there may be some background noises, so for that I apologize, but it kind of is what it is. And I did want to explain a little bit about my strange and unusual life. It's just a little bit of background. It started from a very young age. These were always the things that I loved and wanted to be my life, but I was shamed by kids I went to school with, by family, and sort of made to feel a freak, and then got out of a very unhappy marriage, followed by a very unhappy relationship, and got to a point in my life where I just wanted to be myself, and I was not afraid to be myself anymore, and I just wanted to live my best life, and instead of wishing I was someone else, I just wanted to be the person that I wanted to be. So I just started striving for that every day. And that's sort of where it leads me to now. And that's the lifestyle that I want to share with you guys. It's a very fantasy-based lifestyle. There's not a lot of historical accuracy. There's not a lot of any one genre. This is just sort of my take on what I call steampunk gothic fantasy. So take from that what you will. I kind of have a running theme here. Whenever somebody tells me that it's not steampunk or it's not goth, I just sort of say, well, we're all mad here, darling. So you probably will hear me say that quite a bit. So what I'm going to start with is how I started. I started off with absolutely no money and living in a very tiny, disheveled, disgusting studio apartment because it's what I could afford. And I scrimped and saved and was able to get a bat necklace. And that's just sort of where it started off. And I just sort of very slowly snowballed from there. I didn't even have enough money to thrift shop at the time, but now I do. And now I could actually afford to not thrift shop, but I prefer to thrift shop because it's sort of the hunt, and my style isn't found in a lot of stores. So this dining room chair that I'm sitting on is a set of 6. And I found this and a full silver tea set at Salvation Army. And for the 6 chairs and the silver tea set, I paid, I think, $78. It was fantastic. These chairs are, 2 of them have arms, and they're in my living room right now, serving as chairs. And then I have 4 without chairs that are actually in my dining room just because of the way the space is. Our dining room's a little bit smaller. And I reupholstered them, and I'm going to show you guys how I did that. So these are what the dining room chairs look like. And this is one that I have already upholstered. And very simply, you can see there are screws here. Just unscrewed it and popped that front panel off, and then flip the chair upside down. And there are screws here. Unscrewed that and popped this piece off. Now the reason I reupholstered these, because these are incredible dining room chairs. These are solid wood, very heavy, very sturdy. But the upholstery that they had was like this mustard color, which was not my cup of tea, if you will. And also they were so old that the stuffing inside had disintegrated. Now you may be asking yourself, if I've already reupholstered them, why am I reupholstering them? And you may be also asking yourself, why is there plastic? Those are both good questions, and they have the same answer. I have 2 familiars, and they took it upon themselves to destroy one of my chairs that I originally upholstered when I was about 4 or 5 months pregnant. So we are going to be reupholstering one today. So I can show you how I cut out the cushion. And this piece was, I'm not even going to bother showing you, it was so simple. I didn't do anything to it other than take this fabric and pull it taut and then staple it to this board and then screw it right back in. It was that simple. So I'll show you how I cut out a cushion and then how I attach the fabric to the bottom piece and then screwed it back in. But this is the seat, essentially, and I got this foam on clearance at Joann Fabrics. It's 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick, I'm not sure. And I am literally just going to take these scissors and trace around it and then cut the foam to match this shape. Are scissors the right tool for this job? Probably not, but I can't find my X-Acto knife and I need to get this done because I gotta get up and go to work in the morning. So scissors are what we have. That's probably one of the best pieces of advice that I can give you as well, is to just sort of, you don't need a lot of fancy tools if you're gonna try to upcycle something or upgrade your life. Just use what you've got, start there and work your way from that. I'm not saying don't get any tools. When I initially did this project, my husband, actually these are working really well. My husband let me get a staple gun, which I'll show you guys. And that was kind of fun. But the nice thing about that is that I will be able to reuse that for future projects. Okay, that worked out pretty well. So now I'm just going to go deeper until I can get all the way through. Please don't cut yourself doing this. This is not the smartest way to do it. So be very, and if you're using an X-Acto blade, those are sharp, so always be careful when you're doing projects like this. It's not worth hurting yourself. These are working surprisingly well. This is not going to be the most even on the foam, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be because we're wrapping it in plastic. We're wrapping it in fabric. I know how to talk, I swear. Can you guys hear that noise? That that's the Handsome Devil's familiar, teasing my familiar. I would also say cut away from yourself, never towards yourself. Like what I just did a moment ago. Don't tell the Handsome Devil. Can't see it. I didn't scratch the hard wood. You know what's sad is I do have a cutting mat that I should be doing this on. And I'm not. I didn't even change out of my work outfit. I just came home and ate dinner and then started doing this. Okay. forgot the staple gun, so I'm gonna go get that. I'll be right back. That works better. And I'm going to start on one side and staple it down. That didn't work at all. I'm gonna try again. There we go. When I get to a corner, I'm going to fold it almost like a Christmas present. So let me twist this so you can see what I'm doing. So take the corner, push in like this, fold down, and then up. And just kind of play with the fabric until it lays the way you want it to lay, so you get the edges that you want to get. If it was a square, it would fold much easier, but this isn't a square. But you just keep pulling the fabric and twisting it and pulling it taut and laying it, and you will get it to get into a nice shape. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of patience. Use my knee here. Make sure your fingers are nowhere near the staple gun. I know that probably sounds patronizing to somebody who's used one, but I don't want anyone getting hurt. That would make me feel terrible. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side that I did on this side. Just sort of manipulating the fabric so I get that nice crease. And I didn't like how that first one laid, so. I don't like that at all. So again, this is the nice part about this, is that you can just play with it until it forms a kind of crease that you like. There you go. There we go. That's good. Turn that off to clear the jam, like a responsible person. There we go. Okay, now the front I'm going to worry about just a little bit more because it's slightly more visible. So I want the crease to be real nice. That's a good one there. That's good. There we go. That's really good. They're pretty. going to try to get it to match on this side as much as possible. Never try to clear a jam with the stapler still on. Because I want the middle to pull nice and taut, I'm going to staple in the center and then kind of pulling it taut as I go. Alright, now my staple gun, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, it's not that strong. So I am going to get a hammer and make sure that these staples go in a little bit farther. Perfect. And then I will show you how I reattach the two pieces. Now I am just going to reattach this piece to the front. So I'm just going to sit it in there and line it up. These don't need to be screwed in like as tight as you possibly can. You don't want to splinter the wood or anything. Just make it so that it's flush. Did you guys hear that? One of my familiars thinks he's hiding. So that is back on. It looks good. Yeah, look good. This is very simple. Just 4 screws, 1 in each corner. Just screw upward, put in there's a guiding hole. I have a dirty sense of humor. I'm not sorry. Anyway, it's a very simple 4 holes and just reattaches just like that. And then I'm going to add another plastic cover to this to prevent another disaster. And there you have it. This is the finished product. I really hope you all enjoyed reupholstering it with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And join me on many more upcycling adventures. And I hope to see you back soon.